To test his girlfriend's loyalty, Jack asked her to hold her hand over a flame. To his surprise, she didn't resist at all. She actually did it. Turns out, this woman wasn't human. She was a robot Jack had bought for $10,000. All it took was powering her on and letting her scan your face, and she'd automatically generate memories of being in love with you. From then on, she'd act like a real girlfriend, satisfying your every need. Not only did she feel like a real person to the touch, but she could also handle household chores. With such a perfect girlfriend, Jack couldn't wait to show her off to his friends. On the way to his friend's villa, Amy noticed something strange. Their location wasn't showing up on the GPS. Jack explained it was probably private property, which was why the navigation system had no record of the route. Neither of them thought much more about it. When they arrived at the villa entrance, Amy suddenly froze. She still had no idea she was just a robot and was worried about meeting her boyfriend's friends. After some encouragement from Jack, she finally worked up the courage to go inside. The friends were all warm and welcoming. The villa's owner, Will, was especially shocked. He couldn't believe a broke guy like Jack had landed such a perfect girlfriend. But the perceptive Amy seemed to catch a hint of greed in Will's eyes. The group partied late into the night. Jack and Amy returned to their room and quickly fell asleep. Early the next morning, Amy packed up their things, ready to spend a pleasant morning by the lake with Jack. But Jack claimed he was too exhausted from the night before and wanted to rest a bit longer in the room. He told Amy to go enjoy the lake view by herself. Amy didn't notice Jack slipping something into her pocket as she left. Once Amy walked out with her bag, Jack immediately pulled out his phone and plugged in a USB drive. The lake was beautiful in the morning light. Amy was enjoying the peaceful moment when she suddenly discovered a small knife in her pocket. While she was staring at it in confusion, Will approached in his slippers. Amy wanted to leave, but Will insisted she stay. After all, they were on his property, and she didn't want to make the host uncomfortable. Will asked her to help apply his sunscreen. Though reluctant, Amy agreed. But then Will suddenly grabbed her hand, trying to force himself on her. In her panic, Amy pulled out the knife and stabbed Will. Back at the villa, the other four were chatting and laughing when Amy burst in covered in what looked like tomato juice, shocking everyone. Jack urgently asked what had happened. As Amy frantically recounted her ordeal, becoming more and more agitated, Jack had no choice but to recite a shutdown command. Moments later, Amy found herself tied to a chair. She angrily demanded to know why Jack was treating her this way. Left with no option, Jack revealed the truth. She was a robot. Amy refused to believe it. But before she could beg Jack to let her go, Will's girlfriend Kate pulled Jack aside. It turned out Will's murder was a conspiracy involving everyone present. Their target was the millions in Will's safe. The only reason Amy had been able to override her programming and harm a human was because Jack had used his hacking skills to alter her code. Just when they thought they'd pulled off the perfect crime, Amy had quietly freed herself from the ropes. She grabbed Jack's phone and quickly fled the villa. The name of this movie is Companion.